Hello everyone, welcome to the market outlook for the week. Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Investments Limited. And as I speak to all of you all this Monday morning, there has been positivities despite of the concerns of pre-market open about a flat to negative starts. Market have given a thumbs up to a couple of data points, both locally more so and globally. Before I go any further, let me give you certain levels on Sensex, Nifty, Bank Nifty, Rupee, Dollar, and crude oil. Sensex is up 695 points. 82,395 is the level on Sensex. Nifty is up about 203 points. 25,055 is the level on Nifty. Nifty Spot. Bank Nifty up about 345 odd points. 55,740 is the level on Bank Nifty or Nifty Bank. Strength in rupee of 0.19 paise, 85.02 rupees to a dollar is the level of INR versus the USD. And on Brent and NYMEX, marginal uptick, $65.06 to a barrel is a Brent, and $61.80 to a barrel is NYMEX. First, to give you an outlook on rupee dollar and Brent and NYMEX, that is crude oil. Expect crude oil to stay a little bit flattish depending upon the news flows on the geopolitical uncertainty and of course the developments over there, but largely little bit of downward reaction on crude oil is what we expect this week. On rupee dollar expression, well, we expect strength on the rupee towards 85 and sub 85 to a dollar, and it could stay that it could stay over there sub 85 levels for this week is what our anticipation is. Now coming to the markets, well, friends, fourth quarter earnings is going to see curtains down this week. To sum up the fourth quarter earnings, we expect uh, a better performance in the first quarter this financial year, given the uh, commentary from the management in terms of outlook for business, sector specific, and of course the opportunities that will develop over a period of time in terms of positivities from the domestic macros. Some respite on the international front friends. President Trump has extended the tariff deadline for European nation of 50% towards 9th of July. So this is a positive news, and that's one of the reasons why we expect a positive start for the European markets and also for the US markets later on this evening. And that could also reflect upon the global markets as well. In terms of resistance, 24,600 to 24,700 on the lower side, and 25,000 to 25,200 on the higher side on Nifty Spot is what we expect, with the positive bias and expectation that we could move towards 25,200 in the next couple of days with the positivities on both global as well as local front news flows. Uh, India VIX is the problem, friends. As I speak to you, India VIX is at about 18% with an uptick of about 4.15%. This needs to cool off so that volatility cools off and we have a little bit of more stability. As long as India VIX is at current levels, there is a possibility of extreme choppiness either intraday or spillovers within 1 or 2 days, which will keep the market a little bit on the edge. Along with that, friends, we are in the last week of the month, and on 29th, we are going to see the expiry of futures and options. This will lead to a choppiness and volatility as we approach the monthly expiry date on Thursday, the 29th of May. If you are a trader, by default, you need to safeguard your profitable positions. And if you're an investor, look at opportunities on the downside to accumulate and invest in fundamentally strong stocks. But given the level of India VIX, expect volatility as we approach the FMO expiry on 29th of May, that is Thursday. Data points are quite a few. India and US will announce its GDP numbers this week later on, and along with that, we'll also have the outcome of the FOMC meet in the US, so that will also guide the markets. One positive news that we had over the weekend, India has taken one step forwards and India has become the fourth largest economy in the world. Expect this momentum to continue and march to the next level upwards as we progress into the future. And of course, one big positivity that we are seeing is the early onset of monsoon by almost about 1 week. Monsoon has already arrived in the state of Kerala, and as I speak to you this Monday morning, the weather in Bombay is known to everyone. Met Department has predicted 3 days of heavy downpour in Maharashtra, Mumbai, and some parts, neighboring parts. So this has given a further thumbs up to the markets in terms of early arrival of monsoon. Uh, 25,200, if it is taken over or crossed over decisively this week, then I think the next level could be 25,500. It will not come very easy. We will have to go through choppiness and volatility. And in that kind of scenario, my view is that, like I mentioned, traders safeguard your profitable positions, and investors can definitely look upon sectors which are performing. Banking sector is one of them, of course, which we are extremely positive because of the onset of monsoon. And if it is like this in the next weeks, then we expect FMCG sector to do well. Auto sectors have given a thumbs up to early arrival of monsoon. And likewise, I think we will have contribution coming in terms of sectorial performances. Investment, as we mentioned, is a best option in terms of long-term investment. I've got two specific consumption related and, as I mentioned, banking related investment ideas. The first one is Colgate. Has been a little bit sideways performer because of the input cost, because of the ad spent, and because of the lower consumption from semi-urban and rural area. But that should pick up given the early arrival of monsoon. And this is the first investment idea, Colgate from the FMCG pack. The second one is one of the largest and the strongest private sector banks. Had been, again, this one also was a sideways performer since the time the merger happened of HDFC Limited into HDFC Bank. Then there was a slack period in terms of earnings not heading anywhere. But last 2 or 3 quarters has been very supportive, especially the fourth quarter gone by. Numbers were in a lot of places numbers were much beyond what the estimates were. A slight marginal miss in one or two places, but the commentary in terms of business outlook was extremely strong. So the second investment idea from a long-term point of view is HDFC Bank Limited. As a disclosure, prudent to give that we have a fundamental coverage on both Colgate as well as HDFC Bank, and we expect the earnings momentum to contribute to the performance of the stock prices as we go into the future. And would not be surprised if these two names get re-rated upwards on fallback of the futuristic earnings that we are likely to see. So traders, again, because of the monthly FNO expiry, keep your positions, stop losses in the system. Investors can look upon any kind of sub 25,000 levels, 24,800, 24,600, or maybe below that, as bargain hunting opportunities to invest from a long-term point of view. Thank you very much for your patience hearing. I'll see you again next week. Till then, please do take care of yourself. Bye bye.